region, region, region. Let's talk about the word region. As a part of speech, region is a noun, specifically a geographic term that refers to an area on the Earth's surface, usually characterized by distinct physical features such as mountains, rivers, deserts, or climate. In common usage, you'll often hear region used to describe large areas, like a region in Europe or a region in North America, but it can also refer to smaller territories within countries, such as a region in the United States. One special note about its usage is that region can be used interchangeably with other nouns like area, zone, or even place, depending on the context and level of specificity you're trying to convey. However, when referring to a specific area within a country, you might want to use more precise terms like state, province, or department instead of just region. When discussing the geographical layout of a country, you might say, the region of the northeastern United States is known for its harsh winters and beautiful fall foliage. This sentence uses a formal tone to provide information about a specific area, making it suitable for an academic or educational setting. On the other hand, if you're chatting with friends during a road trip, you could casually remark, "I'm so glad we decided to drive through this region. The scenic views are amazing." This usage is informal and conversational, making it perfect for a casual conversation. In a business context, such as when presenting market data, you might say, "Our company has seen significant growth in sales within the Western region over the past quarter." So you want to know what we mean by an area that shares similar geography, climate, and cultural characteristics? Well, imagine a big patch of land with its own unique features, like mountains, rivers, or forests, that set it apart from the rest. This patch is often defined by its borders, which can be natural, like a river or mountain range, or man-made, like a country's border. Think of it as a distinct little world within a bigger one, with its own special way of life and traditions. It's similar to terms like locale or neighborhood, but often refers to a much larger area that encompasses many smaller communities. We use this concept to identify patterns and differences between different parts of the land, which can help us understand how people live, what they do, and why they make certain decisions. Regulations. 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 Let's talk about the word regulations. The part of speech is noun, which means it refers to a thing, idea, or concept. Common usage shows that regulations typically refers to rules, guidelines, or laws that govern behavior, especially in official settings such as government, business, or education. For example, you might hear someone say, "The university has strict regulations about student conduct." It's essential to note that regulations often implies a sense of formality and authority, so using it to describe casual rules or guidelines can come across as too formal. Additionally, when speaking about laws or official policies, it's common to use regulations in the plural form. Even if there is only one rule, this is just a convention of usage, not a hard and fast rule. Here are 3 practical example sentences using the word regulations, along with a brief context explanation for each. In formal writing, such as a university thesis, it's common to see phrases like, "The new environmental regulations will have a significant impact on our carbon footprint analysis." This sentence is used in a research paper that aims to analyze The effects of recent government policies on greenhouse gas emissions. The use of regulations here emphasizes the official rules and guidelines set by the authorities. In casual conversation, you might say something like, "I'm so annoyed with this new traffic regulations in town, they're causing gridlock everywhere." This sentence is used between two friends who are discussing their daily commute. Here, regulations refers to the official rules governing traffic flow and parking. But the tone is informal and conversational. In a business or academic setting, such as a meeting with colleagues, you might say, "We need to comply with the new data protection regulations by the end of this quarter." This sentence is used in a discussion about company policies and procedures. The use of regulations here highlights the official guidelines and laws governing the handling of personal data, emphasizing the importance of adhering to them. So, you want to know about those rules that govern how something is done? Well, let me explain. These are essentially guidelines that institutions, organizations, or even governments put in place to ensure things are done in a certain way, usually for the good of everyone involved. They can be like a set of instructions or laws that dictate what's allowed and what's not, helping maintain order and consistency. You might hear them referred to as rules, laws, or policies. They all kind of mean the same thing. The idea is that these guidelines help people know what to expect and how to behave in a particular situation, making things run more smoothly. Relevant. 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 Let's talk about the word relevant. As a language learner, you should know that it is an adjective, which means it describes or modifies a noun or pronoun. So, when we say something is relevant, we mean it has importance or connection to a particular situation, topic, or context. In common usage, people use relevant to describe information, facts, or opinions that are useful or helpful in understanding a specific issue or problem. For example, the expert's advice was very relevant to our project because it helped us identify the key areas for improvement. What's special about this word is that it can sometimes be confused with applicable. But while both words relate to importance, relevant usually refers more to the connection between an idea or information and a specific situation, whereas applicable tends to focus on whether something can be put into practice or used in a particular context. In a job interview, a candidate might say, "I believe my experience in marketing is relevant to this position because I've successfully managed social media campaigns for several companies." This formal usage highlights how the candidate thinks their skills are applicable to the role they're applying for. In contrast, during a casual conversation with a friend who's planning a trip, you might say, "Oh, that new museum exhibit on ancient civilizations is totally relevant to what we learned in history class last year. We should check it out." Here, the word relevant is used more informally to connect an idea or experience to another context. In a business setting, such as a meeting where strategies are being discussed, someone might say, "The results of our market research suggest that our new product line will be highly relevant to customers in the 25 to 40 age range." This usage emphasizes the importance and applicability of the data to the company's goals. So you want to know about this concept that's really important in many areas of life? Well, let me break it down for you. This idea is all about things that are connected or associated with each other in some way. It means that something has a strong link or connection to another thing. And understanding this connection can help us make sense of the world around us. Think of it like trying to find your way out of a big maze. If you know what's connected to what else, it's easier to navigate through. In everyday life, this concept is often used in things like learning new information, solving problems, or making decisions. It helps us see how different pieces fit together and how they can affect each other. Does that make sense?